And then A1. Get him! Welcome back, everyone, to Random's Thoughts. We have some more Runestrike games for you from a recent stream, which, by the way, if you want to check out some Runestrike Live or some other games, then you can check down there or head on over to Twitch and check out RT Chomp GG. But we experimented a bunch with a few different Tessa lists, basically just updating and kind of messing around with things that were floating around in my head just for funsies, and there were a few entertaining games that came out of it. Now, I'm not going to go over the lists in this particular video, but if you want to see the more specific lists, definitely hit me up either down in the comments or over on Discord or, of course, Twitter or wherever else you see below me down there. But we're going to jump into some games, so as always, everybody, thank you for listening, thank you for watching, and Black Lives Matter. All right, let's see what we got. How early in the game was that, Atona? All right, let's see. So we're up against Emrys. Shock Mage, we mentioned this before, but Shock Mage is basically just a body in this deck. It happens to also be a mage, but, you know, we don't care about it being a mage. So this is a mid-range removal versus something that we know. I mean, it's possible that we'll take the Gladiator's Fury. I could see that being useful at some point. We don't want to burn the Combust for a number of reasons on this. A, we don't care, but also, namely, because we're playing against Emrys. There's going to be bigger bodies for that we're going to care about. We are going to do this. Ooh, we created an old-school mana burn. I'm okay with that. So we're banking a little bit of blood so that we can draw with the Alchemist. This is a little concerning. I'm a little worried here. So we're only going to get 2 cards off of this. This makes it a little awkward. So we're going to do this. Hey, speaking of teleport, should we take it and see if it works? I feel like Mind Blast is the answer here. Mind Blast just represents an enormous amount of damage. I think Mind Blast is too much to pass up, right? We'll play an Alchemist. We'll play an Alchemist. 19-7 Baby Dragon, still on level 3. Are you playing... I'm trying to think. There's a number of ways that you could make it that big, that early. Like I said, it could be a huge number of things, so... That may or may not be impressive. I mean, it is a pretty big Baby Dragon. Like, did you hit the treasure? Or are you playing... Like, you could do that with Dracula. Say Dracula? Yep. That's what I was thinking. So we'll wait on our Conjure here. Our opponent got a pretty good... They got a pretty good Twister. Alright, so we pop this guy. That's not really where we wanted it to land, but we're going to have to live with it. We'll do this. Arcane Overload's interesting, but I don't really want to play it right now. So the Overload represents something, like, we want to pop something else. I don't know what the hell our opponent's doing, to be perfectly honest. Like, they played a lot of abnormal cards. Abnormal to me, at least. From, like, what I'd expect. So we're just going to kill this. Because I don't want to screw around with that thing surviving somehow and risking that this doesn't hit it. Hey, CBG, what's good? How you doing? I hope you're doing well tonight. Right, so our opponent's just playing every sweeper in the game is kind of what I'm getting out of this. This is a little awkward because we're now out of threats other than the burn that's in our hand. Check Discord, you added more card concepts. Nice. I did see that you had a bunch of ideas going. I do like the idea of the new tribes that you were talking about. I think there's some other options, because I do agree with the concern that was brought up that some of them were too similar. It's like, why aren't they just some of the existing things? But there's definitely more room for more tribes. We can do this. Take this. Do this. Do this. Wait, what? Oh, because it only does it once a turn. I was like, why didn't this shoot them, but surge? Duh. Surge makes sense. It helps when, you know, we'll just say reading is fundamental. We'll put it that way. So they played both Twisters. They played both Twisters. So we'll just tag them for a bunch of damage. This is a very interesting Emrys. It is in no way what I was expecting. Like, at all. Another Dimensional Rift seems good. That is the worst set of Flamewalker hits ever. The worst. So we'll bounce this, because who cares? Well, do we care? I guess we do this. That was pretty good. That hit here clears the blocker. We hit face. This is 8, 12, 13, 14. We might have been able to kill them if I didn't play this. Like, we probably could have Mind Blasted them, but whatever. Alright, so Aura of Might. That's something I was expecting. But they don't really have enough blood to do anything all that threatening. GG. We got him, chat. GG. Alright, so we're jumping in. We're up against Zekon. I realize I didn't change this on this deck, the card back. I changed it on the other deck, and we're not even playing that deck right now. Whoops. The hell are we playing against? We're gonna do this. This thing's only... Yeah, it's an undead beast. So we're just gonna avoid it. Oh, it's an Impuza deck. Okay. So we're going to take a bunch of damage here. But I think we're going to... I'm going to try a different line. Normally I'd put more effort into playing stuff. But we're going to try a different line. We'll see how this does. That's not great. That kind of throws a wrench in what I wanted to do. That really throws a wrench in what I wanted to do, but we're gonna have to live with it. Oh, we could have. So what we should have done was A3'd, reduce the cost of all this stuff, and then played everything out that what else I wanted to do. Like, this would have cost 2, this would have cost 3. We had the Mana Orb. So what we could have done is played this, Mana Orb, combusted this, and then just kind of gone on with our lives. But it didn't work out that way. Did not work. What is the suffer on this? Suffer 1. Okay. We do have to kill this. So I think we're going to do this now. So you. You. We could have waited on the torture, I guess. Deals damage to us. So obviously I want to get rid of this Impuza, but I'm not, like, super enthusiastic about eating our board in order to do it. We'll be able to do it next turn because, for example, if one of the suffers lands on this, we'll just get rid of that thing. So it landed on these. I don't care about the Nemain that much. It's obnoxious that it landed on the Storm Fury Mage. We're also, for example, if they have a Meteor Storm this turn, case in point, we'd be in real deep trouble. Like, we're in trouble here. So we'll play out some threats. We're going to be taking Torture and Impuza damage. You got it. That's a problem. Let's see. Annihilate seems pretty good. Annihilate seems pretty good. Part of me wants to hold on to this, but I think we're going to play it. Partially because I wanted to land on the mana burn, although that wasn't really likely. It was more just to get other stuff set up. This is the problem. We should have had these closer so that I could Desperate Charge them together. So that's 4, 8, 10, 13, 17... and 4 is 21. 6, 7, 8, that's 10, 13, 17, 20. He could be dead. Could be dead. So do they have 7 out of hand? 7. Whatever would be the worst case scenario always happens. That's kind of how it works out. Alright, so we got to deal 13 without dying in the process. This will die. This will die. This will hit face. So that's 4. This should be lethal. GG. Mana burn win again. I mean, that's how it works sometimes. GG. Alright, so this will be a good test because we are likely up against soldiers. Oh, we do have a different card back this time. So this must have been one that I set like manually before, because this is not the one that we just favorited from the new season. Yep. As predicted. Good old soldiers. So we're still going to do our usual plan with this deck of trying to A3, but we may need to A1 at different points here. And obviously trying to bank for A3 makes this very complex. We can slow down the board a bit. A bit. We're just going to kill this guy. So we don't have to A3 yet. So we absolutely wait until the last possible second to ensure that we're hitting the most stuff. So the question is, do we set them back? They obviously, like, they played this and passed. That's a very weird thing to do. That seems like a really strange thing to do. Making this cost 2 is not great. But if they played that and passed, that means that they probably have a 4 cost soldier in hand, like another one of these. Because why else would they have done that? They also don't get to draw a card because of this. They also don't get to draw a card because of this. And the good news is we have multiple sweepers. I mean, this isn't really going to clear the board, but in conjunction with another one or other effects, it could. We probably can cut the Broodmothers from this deck now that we have the other guy as well. So these will cost 7, meaning that we're not doing anything by reducing the cost this turn. I think we keep... So if they play another one of these, this will get +2/+0. Well, +2/+1. We're still going to play this off lane. We'll play this off lane. They have to play 2 soldiers this turn in order to get this out of A1 range, but we're likely just going to Meteor Storm. Oh yeah, we're absolutely... Okay, so this would have died if we blocked. I wasn't thinking about Standard Bearer, but that's fair. We'll take Phoenix, I guess. So we reduce cost, we Meteor Storm, we get in. Now, we are behind. We are behind life total-wise against an aggressive deck, so there's a concern here. But realistically, we're in a pretty decent spot. This I didn't anticipate, though. It's a noble that produces a soldier. Okay. We're just going to take the Scarab because it's cheaper. This is removal. And we'll A3 next turn once we have another thing in hand. Now, we could have done it this turn. This would have cost 5. Like, we could have played Manticore and Phoenix, but it's okay. I think we just clear their board with a Inferno Dragon, honestly. Which, if we're going to do that, it's going to take up the whole turn unless you cost 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we can do this. So we do this, and we do this. So now we have something that... so we're going to be able to eat the Giant Scarab. We're going to be able to draw a card. Oh, and by the way, we're going to stun your whole board, and we have an enormous dragon. Seems okay. Oh yeah, this is going to be great. I mean, this is obnoxious. This is obnoxious, but that's okay. I think we first Broodmother, though. Because, lol, Broodmother. So we're still behind in the damage race for now. But our opponent's under an enormous amount of pressure. And we have 2 easy targets to Arc Thunder Dragon. Both this dragon and the Giant Scarab. They had to burn a mana burn on our Broodmother. That is real good for us. That is real good for us. We're going to do this. We're playing the more costly one first. We'll play the Mermaid. That's fine. So playing the dragon obviously buffs our hatchlings. Putting more pressure on our opponent. The dragons have kind of taken over the board at this point. Alright, you got Ethereal... Oh, man. How much did that hit us for? 1? That hit us for a whopping 1. That's not going to get it done, friend. That's not going to get it done. We'll eat this dragon? Question mark? Nah, we'll eat this one. Charge. 1 is the loneliest number you can do? Yep. That's a sad Kraken. Kraken is not as good in Magus as it is in Sakara. I can tell you that with certainty, friends. So we can Meteor Storm and then A1. Get him! GG. Sorry, I have to enjoy myself a little bit. I have to enjoy myself a little bit. Oh, that game's going on YouTube. Alright, let's see how Dragons does this time. We're going to trade blows for a little bit. The problem with this matchup, as you'd imagine, is Darlock's A3. We have to be very careful with ensuring that our board is in a position we're comfortable with. Really. I did not expect to see Den of Thieves. Den of Thieves is not a card I expected to see. So we would have preferred to wait to play to use A3, but something like this was going to happen, realistically. We probably just play this. I think it's better to advance this. We can kill this later through a number of different means. Now, they have A3 online at this stage, which is awkward. This is a rogue. I didn't realize that. Huh. We can't kill the Mistress of Whispers, so this at least makes their turns a little more awkward. Okay, they have backstab. I was going to say, they could arguably A1 here and be fine. But, obviously they have other plans, so we'll nuke this. If they want to A3 this, I'm okay with it. Well, we are in an unfortunate position because we kind of have to commit things into the A3 and then just hope that the corrupt attacks, I couldn't think of the keyword for a second, the corrupt attacks go in our favor. It's not necessarily likely, but we'll see. What we could do is this and chain them. Like, we do this, we pass, they A3, we eat the Arc Thunder with the Arc Thunder. That's not great, but I mean, it's something we can do. We really do want to preserve the Blight as long as we can, because I think that's locking them out of some of the plays they want to make at this stage. Alright, well, we're definitely doing this anyway. The problem is that means A3 is still online. That's a Cave Raider. So Eye of the Grey is actually really strong against us because they could be getting any number of really strong dragons. So we'll do this. We will nuke this to get through. So they can now A3 back-to-back turns, which is really bad for us. But we do have a pretty large life lead, so we just need to make... we kind of just have to luck out. And hope that things don't hit in an unfortunate order. So if we play Tartarus, this could end up punching it and then clearing our board. If they A3 the Tartarus, like alternatively, we could just do this. I don't know what they would have copied. They copied Doom Knight. We're going to Tartarus. This is pretty risky, to be honest. Alright, so they got a random god. We'll see if they A3 the Tartarus. I highly doubt they will. Ooh, they did. That is a bold move, Cotton. So if we set, it's going to deal 4. I think we're okay with this. So set is damage, but they don't have A1 online. We've set them back a few cards, but they do have card advantage right now. Okay, so they took our Inferno Dragon. But we can domain their Inferno Dragon. Our Inferno Dragon. Wait, how did they do that? We've had Inferno Dragon for a while. Well, whatever. So, domain. We unfortunately cannot copy or reduce cost to be able to play the Guardian. That would be really nice. We're going to hold on to Sever in the event that we can sever whatever they play, so that way Inferno Dragon will play. Never mind, this play won't work. So they're going to end up punching their own doofus here, the Cave Raider. That's actually pretty bad. Pretty bad for us. So what I guess we do is this. Just buy us some time. I don't think we need to go face yet, and I think we're better off presenting a threat, even though this is still going to be on the board. If we have to, we'll block it. Obviously, I don't really want to block it, but... Alright, so it's dead. So this is awkward, because we need to play this and this in order to kill this thing. But we don't have the cost reduction because I chose to A1. But we have to eliminate the... Like, we can't take 25. And if we play our Inferno Dragon, it's not... Well, actually, we could do this. Because we're going to get hit by this no matter what, unless we choose to block, which I'm not going to do. 20% the Sever gets a Meteor Storm. Yeah, it was I considered it, like, we Sever and then C. But I think this is fine. This is obviously the lower risk, lower reward play. But I don't know that I really want to put my life in the hands of a 20% chance. Back-to-back A3s is rough. Hey, we get the W. GG. I'll take that one. I'll take that one.